And we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm here with the absolutely wonderful and amazing L.L. Stevens, author of can you see these two behind me? Swordanian, Real Lord, and the rest of the saga, who I'll have right here. The Triempery Revelations in my, now that I realize it, slanted camera.
Is mine straight? I hope so. Okay.
Oh, yours is so much better than mine. Mine is like. So, can you see it on your screen? I'm just curious because
No, I
I
don't
have
see
it pulled up.
I see no slant at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. So you're making me happy.
I mean, I don't know technologically if that's good or bad, but I do not see one.
Personally, it just bugs me. That's the only thing that it is. So, anyways, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
So, when you were writing the Triempery Revelations, because you said that you've been like, it's been in your brain, it's been kind of in there all the way since you were in high school, right?
Since I was 13, but especially from high school on. Yes.
That is just amazing to me.
I was actively writing it in high school. Yes.
That's beautiful. So how many drafts do you have? Do you just have one? Do you have?
I never counted them. I keep everything. I have file boxes full of paper files with things that are written on typewriter. They're so old and bad. But I have binders full of every draft, but I've never counted them. And there have been so many, I'd say hundreds of drafts.
Wow.
Sometimes it was just drafts of one book or another or of a chapter. I mean, it built.
That's fair.
Yeah, it built over the years.
That's still amazing. To me, that's still amazing.
Oh yeah, it's like if anyone ever says, "Oh, you wrote that with AI," I'm like, "Ha ha!"
Look at this.
I've got floppy disks, the big ones. I've got floppy disks, the little ones. I have hard drives with old versions. I have all the paper files. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So for the final
long road.
Did you write it by hand or did you type it?
The final one?
Yes.
Oh, the final is completely on computer. In fact, this very computer that I'm using now. The final ones were edited and written on computer. My publisher despairs of me because they had to format these things. They were created originally in like Swordanian or The Second Stone, which was the original first book, were created in Scripsit on a TRS-80 back in the 1980s. And then some of them were ported over to my favorite word processor of all time, WordPerfect. And then they were ported over to Word because all the publishers want everything in Word. So they've been, what do they call that? Translated so many times, converted so many times to so many different formats and versions of those formats that when it comes to formatting them for publication, my publisher is a saint. A saint. I would not have the patience as a self-publishing author to do that, to go through, recreate it, take out all the old code, put in the code you need for formatting it, to make the books beautiful. I mean, I think she did a great job making these books beautiful.
Oh, definitely. And I love the formatting. Actually, it's one of my favorite things about the physical copies.
They did a great job making sure the fonts were good, everything's good. And that is the part I wouldn't want to do. So, but the formatting, these are old documents that were constantly being revised. And every time I revised them, I may have had a lot of different code in there. I didn't see it. I made sure that on my computer, I didn't see it. I just saw it. But apparently when you publish things, you have to make sure it looks good. Yeah, that's why I need a publisher.
It can't just be you.
Can't honestly, just be me. No.
Originally, I thought it was self-published.
Well, it's indie published.
Oh, indie published. I get
The
it.
publisher is small. She takes just a few authors, and she wanted to do my books. I knew her as an author. I knew her from her other published books, and I had shared my work because that's what authors do. It's like, is this really hopeless? Please read it and tell me if I should still be throwing this at agents or throwing this at other publishers trying to get it published. Should I be doing that? And so she said, yeah, I want to publish it. So it's like, okay, I have a publisher. And I'm very thankful for that. Very, very thankful because I had been trying for years to get it published.
Both of you did a great job then,
Yeah.
because you've seen it online. I agree with it fully. The formatting is so nice. And then of course, like, because personally I struggle with, at least recently, there have been a couple books physically where they've had like a thick font, and
Yeah.
I don't know why I struggle to read it. But this, it's very nice. The paper is very nice. And then of course it makes reading the amazing story that's within the books just that much easier, especially with how addictive the politicking and everything in these books are. Like, I mean, you've seen, any of us readers, we pick these books up and it's like couple days. Give me like 2-3 days. We're done. Because it's just that good. We can't put it down.
I like hearing that. I know that's not always the case, but I do like hearing that.
I mean, honestly, I think what's, at least to me, recently I've been in a bit of a reading slump, but every time I would be like, okay, it's time. Pick up a Triempery book, and it's just so easy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're such an enthusiastic reader.
Oh, thank you.
I know, I'm going to just, it sounds very egotistical when I say this. This was my private playground for many years. I had life, real life, jobs, marriages, all sorts of things, but I always had this. And I could go and say, what are my favorite parts? I'll go right back in and read it. I would go back in and read it just for fun. And of course, while I was in there, because I could play with it all I wanted, I would change things. But I'm glad to hear other people are also having fun reading it.
I mean, honestly, it's one of the things for me. I know that when an author writes a series, it's because it's what they want to read. And I think that, so when I hear that, it's like, oh, of course. That just tells me how passionate you are about it. I don't think it's egotistical at all. I think it's amazing, honestly, because it's like you just crafted the perfect story for yourself. And
I did, yes. I think all authors do that too.
Exactly.
Whatever their book is, and we may write other books, but we all have a book of the heart, or
I mean, I think that's why when I hear you say you like a book, when I hear Jenny Wirtz say she likes a book, when I hear any author who I really like say they like a book, I'm like, okay, well, I love their work. If they like this book, I'm sure I'll be able to like it too. But then again, I think we've spoken about this.
Yes,
everything.
I do too. I just love reading so much. I'm a voracious reader, always have been my whole life. I've read thousands and thousands of books. And I can honestly say I liked most of them. I can be critical. I have my degrees in English, but and I can get very academic and very critical and write completely deconstructive essays on books. But when I read for pleasure, no, I won't pick up a book if it doesn't sound interesting to me. And then if it sounds interesting to me, I just dive in and enjoy it. And I've enjoyed every book I've read this year. I've read not all of Janny Wirtz's books. I started with The Curse of the Mistwraith, and I'm now on Peril's Gate.
Already?
And they're wonderful books, wonderful books. Yeah, well, I read fast too. This is how one reads thousands of books. But I love to, just enjoy it. I didn't take it to the shore with me because I wanted to see the ocean too, So I took a couple other one-off books with me and enjoyed them tremendously also. And I just love reading. When I'm deeply writing, I don't read a lot, but when I'm between writing, I can read a lot. So I just always like it. I love books.
That's what you love to hear, at least for me. I mean, there are times where I'll hear somebody wrote a book, but they didn't read. And I go, how? You don't love
Yeah.
the art of the book? How?
Plus, they teach you. I learned so
Oh,
much
I
from all
agree.
those books I read all those years. I would say, how did they do that? And I'd look again and I read it again. Oh, that's how she did it. Or, oh, that's how he did that. That's how he built that scene. That's how she built that character. And you learn from it, if you study it and absorb it and take it in.
I can tell that you've absorbed all of it. I mean, when I pick up these books, I mean, like I've said before, it just it consumes you. You pick up Sordanian and it's like, all right, hello door, I'm not leaving you for the next week.
He's fun. He's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So would you say there was any predominant, like a big inspiration for Triempery, like book wise, or maybe just story wise in general? TV show, movie?
That's an interesting one because the book that got me into writing and reading fantasy was Lord of the Rings. My books do not resemble Lord of the Rings. I would say Dune.
Did you say Dune?
Dune would be the most direct inspiration. And if you really look at it, you
I
can
think I
see
see it.
you can even see certain scenes. And the other big inspirations are Catherine Kurtz's Darren novels, which were a very popular series. At the time, I was feverishly writing things and did not have children yet. And also Marion Zimmer Bradley's Darkover books. I got quite a bit of inspiration from them. And yeah.
I'm going to write both of those down because I've never heard of them. Actually, I might have.
I'm
did you
old
say?
school. I am so old school.
Well, that's the best part. You have books I've never heard of, and that's like, I mean, to readers, that's like, ooh, you have books I haven't heard of. Give me.
Libraries of books you've never heard of. Yeah.
So, do you say Derivy? Sorry for the first one.
Derny, Derny. They're the Derny novels. It's a whole series, and yeah, a lot of inspiration from those. Like I said, if people, they might notice some things.
I will definitely check
come
those
from
out.
there.
And
But Dune is probably the biggest one politically.
Oh, I did notice that. I was like,
yeah,
ooh.
yeah.
Well, I didn't notice it per se. I think I got a little bit of the vibes. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
While I was reading, I'm like, this kind of feels like reading some of the politics of Dune. And I just, so.
The Seven Houses, the Space Guild. I'm not saying it's direct, but you take it all in, and it's like just like cooking. And you take this ingredient that you like and that ingredient that you like and make your own thing out of it. And that's what happens with writing. There's so many inspirations, but they all kind of come in, and yeah, it's kind of like alchemy, isn't it? Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, hold up. So Jenny is here. I have to give her a shout out. Hey, cool people. Oh, timing is tough for me. Animals need care at this hour, but I will return and catch this on the bounce. Just wanted to say hi and wish you well. Thank you so much, Jenny. Read the first 3 Darren books. Ooh.
Yes, do read them.
I definitely will.
There's some direct inspiration from those. Yes.
Oh, that's it's so amazing to me how even after there's been like a couple years where I'm like, okay, there's a new book here, there's a new book there. I'm like, surely I've gotten everything I want to know. And I think there was a time when somebody came to me and they asked, hey, Alex, do you know good fantasy books from the 80s? I'm like, no, but I can look into it. And so I looked I looked so far. I was like, oh, that looks cool. 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 And then I hear more. It's like, oh.
There's
love
such a deep
hearing.
history to fantasy and science fiction. Now, I am fortunate enough to have lived quite a few years. I saw a lot of the early stuff. I read it when it was new. Robert Burnett Swan, for example. Nobody hears about him anymore, but his books are brilliant. Greek and mythological books. They're deep mythology and so original, and it's just amazing stuff. I have his books upstairs in my library, and I still reread them from time to time. They got me, and I remember buying them in the drugstore because that you could find books just about everywhere then, you know. Oh, the drugstore, here's one. And but yeah, there's such a deep history. C.J. Cherry, and I met her when I went to a con when I first published my first book, and I was the driver to take her from the airport to the con. I felt so privileged.
That's
Such a great
amazing.
writer, a brilliant writer, and her books are still available. But the history of all of this fantasy and all of this science fiction, and a lot of people nowadays, it seems to me on social media think it started with G.R.R. Martin
Mhm.
and J.K. Rowling, and they think it started in the 90s, and it didn't. It started so much before that with brilliant, brilliant writers whose works I think deserve some more exposure. But the new exciting shiny things, that's what people want, and of course that's what we wanted back then too, the new shiny things. So there's always the new stuff too, and I'm trying to make sure I get exposed to the new ones also.
I mean, in fairness, you're the new and shiny
I
book
hope
series
I
on the
get
block right
shiny.
now.
I'm not shiny yet, but I always wanted the books to be read because that's the reason to publish them. I never thought they'd make any money for me, uh, which is good because if I had relied on them, I'd be starving, which was my mother's great fear for me when I was a young girl. Oh no, don't become a writer. You'll end up in a garret somewhere. But I did become a writer and I did continue to write. My whole thing is to find readers. You are I kid you not, the most enthusiastic
Oh,
reader I have ever encountered. When I listen to your video reviews of my books, I'm just smiling ear to ear. I shared them with the family, I share them with
oh,
everybody. It's like, this guy, he's so excited about books. And that's a beautiful thing to know that something you wrote can make someone excited, and make them happy. And that's the whole point of publishing them and hoping people will find them.
I'm so happy to hear that, honestly, because I just sit down here and I go, "This is an awesome book. This is why I loved it. This is why I loved it. This is why I loved it."
It's great. It's so much joy. I mean, the world needs more of that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. Honestly, personally, when I sit down, I'm like, okay, I love this thing, so I'm going to talk about it. That's really the only thing that goes through my mind. I
Mhm.
love this. I want to talk about it. Of course, I have criticisms, but
All things, yes.
I love it, so I have to. I have to because I mean, a lot of my friends. I mean, I mean, my generation is kind of leaning away from reading.
Yes, I think a bit, yes. I'm sad about that.
I am too, says the of course. But a lot of my friends, they don't read that much. I mean, they will read from time to time, but they don't that much. So I come here and I go, okay, let me talk about books. Let me talk about these great books. And then what's the best part is when somebody like Chidi or
Mm-hmm.
Sayudi will come up
Yeah,
to you and say, there's this book that I found, and so few people are talking about it, and it's not right.
that was
So let me talk about it.
amazing to see people talking about my books. I mean, Sardanian's been out for 5 some years, and it's like I was so astonished, and so many people listen to them too. I mean, at least they know some people, right? And that's amazing to see that there are readers who they talk about books among themselves. I don't get involved in reader spaces. I lurk and I do watch because I'm nosy. but but to know that people are doing that was quite amazing, and a lot more people have been buying the books lately, which make I think part of it is that the final book came out. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a complete series. I don't have to worry about it. But the other part is they're starting to hear about it, and that's good. It's good. It gives people the opportunity to discover it.
When I saw Jake was reading it, I was blown away. I was
I
like,
was
hold
stunned.
on.
Yeah.
He's reading it? I think you saw. I was like so excited that he was
Yeah.
reading it when I'd heard that. I was like, oh my God, he's reading it. That's amazing. And actually, I knew about Sordanian since the release of Godspear, because I think I saw the cover for Godspear somewhere. And
Yeah, that's a really cool cover. I think it's
I know, I love this cover.
So yeah, a lot of people noticed it from the cover.
And I saw that and I go, okay, let me look it up. So I immediately went to Goodreads. I looked it up and I saw, oh, it's the first in a series, or it's the fourth in a series. And I go, okay, let me go add that to my TBR. And I mean, you know how big the TBR is. So I was like, okay, this looks really cool. And then I think I read a little smidgen. I read the synopsis of Sordanian and I went, okay, I definitely have to get to that. And then I think a year passed. And then I hear, and then of course, Sayuri and Chidi are talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's on my TBR. And they go, this is amazing. And I think, well, if you say so, I have to. And
okay, I got to find out for myself.
And then I remember, I think it was my birthday. A couple days later, Sordanian arrived in the mail. I'd gotten this library copy.
You mentioned a library copy. I thought that is so cool.
I was like, oh, this was in a library. Isn't that cool?
Sell it off at some point. Yeah.
Oh no, mine. Mine. I'm gonna gloat about. I have a copy of Sordanian that was in a library. And I was like, okay, well, let's dig into this. And I think it was the worst reading slump I've ever had. I never have of course, I always read. There's not a day that goes by where I'm not reading.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is, am I reading a novel or am I reading some comic or manga on my iPad?
Yeah.
Or like a web novel or whatever.
I'm starting to look at mangas and them. Graphic novels more. Yeah, I am.
And I read it and I'm like, here we go. Here we go. That's what I've been looking for. And I just couldn't stop. I mean, it was still a little slower than what I was used to, just because I was in a reading slump, yada, yada. But everything just enraptured me. I am a sucker for huge objects in a world. Like, it's just something that makes me giddy. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a game called Subnautica.
I've heard of it. I have not played it.
In this game, there's a huge, and I promise you this is going to come back to it. Come back to Sordanian. There's a huge, what's it called? There's a huge starship that's crashed in the middle of the ocean. And it's just looming in the background. And you get to go see it. And to me, I don't even need to go see it. It looks awesome. And then you go to Sordanian, and then there's this huge rill in the background, this huge god machine that's just sitting there. How could I not be excited to explore a world like that? And then what's even cooler to me is how it affects economics, how it affects the world around it. I love, maybe it's just me. I love seeing economics, how things impact one another. And so
I do too.
When I was reading that, I'm like, oh, this is everything I could have ever wanted. Big thing affects economics. Okay, well,
it's the junction of different things. Like there's the Dune influence of economics, spice and all that. But there's also I was at that time, my kids were playing Final Fantasy 6 and 7.
Ha
Ah, yes. And mom's watching, this is interesting. I don't want to play. No kids, you just play. Let me watch the story. I want to see how this story plays out. And also they were better at killing things. Anyway, so yeah, some ideas came out of that, but there were big things in Final Fantasy 7 that visually were very stunning. And I'm very visual. So it's like, oh man, yeah, something big and stunning. That would be because the real, I knew it existed, but I wasn't sure what it looked like. And I'm still not 100% sure, but I know it's big and shiny and and it moves and it does interesting things, just like in a video game. And so I did want to incorporate that into the story. And the dogmen started out kind of like Red in Final Fantasy. They were an idea. Oh, I could have this other race that's intelligent, that's somehow tied in. So yeah, things like that. You're right. It all comes together.
That's so cool to me. I mean, I actually
Mhm.
haven't recently. Well, I haven't got it yet, but I've been like eyeing the original Final Fantasy VII.
I know it's so
It's
beautiful.
like it's been because I have the remakes, but I'm
Mhm.
like everybody says it's so different from the old ones.
Uh,
From the old one, I'm like, well, I guess I should try the old one, shouldn't I? And so like I keep looking at it and I keep looking at it and
It'd
like,
be worth looking at. Also for the music. The music was extremely influential to me. I bought all the soundtracks. I would go to Gen Con, which at that time was in Milwaukee where I lived, and I could find the Japanese CDs. And it's like, oh, here's the soundtracks. That music, I would sometimes write to it. I definitely edit to it to this day.
oh, that's so cool to
It's
me.
beautiful music. It's amazing music. And so that too enters into it all, you know. Yeah.
That yeah, that's honestly one of the soundtracks that I've been like, oh, I kind of want to, I want to know what it's for, because I've heard bits and pieces, but I want to
Yeah,
see
it
like
doesn't have
how it
context.
exactly, but it doesn't have the context,
Yeah.
and I, I don't know, it's just it's something that excites me, and now I think about it, I see Janny, I've left her on here for too long. Burnett Swan. You could find them in the Ballantine Fantasy series, published by Ian Ballantine. 200 books of
Ah, for
fantasy.
Robert Burnett Swan. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's referring back to Robert Burnett Swan. They're little skinny books. I think Daw published them, but maybe Ballantine did. I don't remember anymore. I'd have to go look at my library. But little thin books, brilliant. I just love them. What can I say?
I mean, hey, it's worth a shot. If they're great,
Yeah.
then it's worth
And
trying.
they were diverse, LGBTQ, before that was a thing, by which I mean it didn't become an issue. These were just they published them, and they were gay. So it's like, oh, okay.
Hey, as
The
long as
70s were very fun times. Yeah.
uh, I mean, honestly, actually I want to point that out. That is something I really loved about your books. I I mean, I'm not really part of the group, but I do really love and respect it when LGBTQ groups are just part of they're people. We're not it's not they're just there, you know?
Yeah,
Living
they're
their
just
lives.
there
They're
and
happy.
it doesn't become part of the story. It could have been, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
It
And
was.
I really respected that. I think it's really nice. I mean, I had a teacher who I really loved in freshman year, and she was what was the what's the word? She was like the head of the group to help the I think it's called GSA,
Oh, yes. Mhm.
and we all read a book because she was also the head of the book club. She was my ninth grade English teacher. Such a wonderful person, such a sweet and caring, nice woman, and I remember we all read a book, and something that like stood out to me when she told me was like, honestly, the best representation is always the ones where it's like they're just living their lives. They're just part of the world, because that's how it is, really. They're just
Yeah.
doing their own thing.
And I think that's, if you're creating a world, then yeah, that can be part of it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all up to the author as to how much or how little. It depends on what the story needs, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. I've written male fiction and had it published under a different name. So I have done some work in the gay, you know, literature.
mm-hmm.
But Sordanian was not that kind of book. The publisher of the male books that I was doing wanted to do it, but they wanted me to make it about Durillian being gay and struggling with being gay. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's not the book.
Yeah.
It's not at all about that. And so I did not do that. And I went, and I hope to find a publisher who that wasn't their focus, because that was not the focus of any of the books, not even a little bit. And so I took the books and tried to market them elsewhere, and I found my publisher. So I'm very happy.
I mean, I think you did a great job. Everything about the themes of perception that you have throughout the novels, I think personally, I believe that the way it was handled with the Highborn, with the way they exist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's built into their their being.
Mm-hmm.
Their concept is just so wonderfully tied into Durillian and how he exists, and just I don't know if that's making sense, but
Yes, it is, because
everything.
it all follows him. That was a very interesting perception that was picked up by the first publisher I had was Daw. They published this book, which was my first novel in 1985.
Oh, really?
In 1985, it's out of print. Nobody. Good luck finding it. Okay,
But I will try to find it.
It's a nice little book by Linda Steele. That was me, and that was my name. Anyway, the editor there, I showed them the first books that were basically second stone through Real Lord, but Real Lord was underdeveloped at that point. But in any event, the editor who read it said, you're focusing on the wrong guy. I want to know more about this Durillian and the Smart Frederick guy. Because at that point, as you know, having read the second stone, if it had started there, how that was.
It started at second stone.
It did, the original,
now that's
the original series. And she said, no, you need to start with Durillian and Mark Frederick. And I said, oh dear, well, now I have to write them, because Durillian's younger and Mark Frederick has not been created yet. And because only the epigraphs existed, not Mark Frederick. Mm-hmm. So I said, oh dear. But I thought up a story. I mean, I knew Durillian's backstory. Authors, when they create characters, often know their entire story. It's kind of one of the things I had lawyers say in one of the, it's mentioned in The Real Lord, that when a thing is created, so are all of its possibilities. Well, when an author creates a character, so are all the possibilities created. However direction the author cares to take that character, it's created along with the character. So I'm going like, okay, I have to show what happened to get to that point. And that was the most amazing journey of my writing career, creating that relationship. It took some very amazing shades and steps. It was written during the 2000, around 2000, in 9/11. I can tell you exactly what scene I was in when 9/11 happened. And 9/11 and how I was feeling enters into that scene, because I was writing it and I thought my son was dead. And I thought he died in one of the planes. And I was mourning, and I felt so much grief. And I was able to put that into the book. I put it into the book. So what I'm saying is sometimes having to create things, it's an alchemy. I use that word a lot, but
Mhm.
you pull from all over, and sometimes when you look back at what you've done, it's like, wow, I did that. um, I think
You,
it's good. I think it's really good. I really think that's my best book, and I do think it's the best relationship I've ever created, and I hope readers like it.
and you know what's interesting is, and I think I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
You probably do. Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene in the entire series. I mean, there are scenes that are just as good in other ways, but
Yeah.
that scene, I remember sitting down and just being hurt. Like, oh, that wasn't nice.
Just goes to show.
And actually,
But
so
yeah.
I'm a little behind on the stream, but I posted. Wait. Oh, now I'm really
Oh,
excited to start.
I'm glad you're going to be looking at them. They're some of my favorite books. They handle religion quite beautifully in ways that I think you'll find surprising and good. And yeah.
I mean, we're talking. Or now that we're on religion, I want to
Oh,
talk about the fact that you do a great job, or at least a very interesting job, with religion in the Triempery series. I thought it was very interesting. I
well,
loved. I mean, you to take the idea of a living guide. He's just kind of sitting there doing his own thing,
yes.
and then he's really doing his own thing, and
But is he
having
a god?
people
Hmm.
basically worship him
Hmm.
as a god. How about that? It's so interesting to tackle that idea, to have a person who is basically worshipped as a god. I guess you could argue that kings and queens were worshipped as gods, but not quite.
Yeah.
But to have someone who has the authority of, oh, I'm a god.
Yeah, there are several ways the series plays with that. The entities are gods,
Hmm.
and then the highborn who are bound to them are they. And to what extent should they be treated as divine beings? And Derillian gets treated as a divine being quite a lot, and he doesn't discourage this. But yeah, religion is an interesting part of humans. We every human society has some sort of religion they've either invented or had thrust upon them. And yeah, I've always found it an interesting thing. I did not want to create an existing religion in the Triumvirate. Christianity, I avoided it quite explicitly, except for in the one book where
Hmm.
someone does directly confront it, but in another world. Um, but with the Celts, it's kind of an amalgam of various earth-centered religions, goddess-centered religions. I knew people would have these feelings and they'd want to have these in their culture, but I wanted to avoid anything explicitly our world about the religions.
What was the thought process behind that? Just out of curiosity, if that's all right.
People are moved to do things for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And among the big reasons throughout human history has been religion. The idea that one will either must satisfy a god or will be punished by a god. And I figured there'd be some of that. Now, they had gods, and you'll notice the gods don't punish people in the Triumvirate, at least not the entities. The wall never punishes anyone, and the rule's not about punishing people until very late game. And it's like, so what kind of belief system would that entail? And that's where a lot of the thought process comes, where Mark Frederick has a lot to say about that, about people actually put their gods in chains and use them. And that's what the people were doing to the rill and possibly the wall. And you start to wonder, oh, okay, who's in charge of the god then? The god or the people who are supposedly its followers and worshipers? Who's making decisions for the god? Who's speaking for the god? And so I thought that's very interesting to explore. And Derillian sees himself as wanting to free his god. Other people want to get that pesky boy under control so that they can control the god. So I found that an interesting angle to explore in the books.
I mean, it's one of my favorite dynamics about it. I thought that alongside with those themes of perception, I mean, really they go hand in hand, were just impeccable. They are my favorite aspects. That idea of, oh, here's a god, basically this concept, I'm going to chain it and use it to my will, not the will of God. And I mean, you see it in the rill. The rill's our tool.
Especially in the rill, because the rill, because of events that happened, is kind of voiceless until later. And it's like, yeah, so, and they may not even, this has happened over a period of more than 1,000 years, 1,800 years. It may not even have been a conscious thing. It just developed that way as they built and found out they could do this and found out they could do that. And people build these structures around the god that actually serve the people, not the god at all. And the rill is especially like that because of the way it's set up and structured. Only 5 cities that it serves till later it serves another city or two. And it's like, yeah, people could become rich off of it. And if people can become rich off of it, they find ways to make sure they're the only ones who can become rich off of it. They found out it's useful for moving armies around. Well, guess who gets to throw
Move
their
armies
weight around? Yeah, that's not unlike the way we operate with our own world and our own powerful institutions. And it's worth examining.
Oh, I thought it was very well done in terms of, like, you can see it everywhere. You can see it in so many different things. You can see it in institutions, as you said, and then if you go back, look at history, you look at I want to say the Crusades, but I don't want to. I'm a little ignorant on that, so I'm not going to say the Crusades. But
there's a lot of religious stuff going on in our history.
I think there are a lot of different moments that you can look back on in history and go, oh, that's very similar to this. And you can see it there and you go, oh, okay. Yeah. It's very true to life, I believe. I thought it was very accurate.
That's where being a voracious reader and a student who's gone, I think everybody should go to college and study the humanities, study history, study the arts, study languages and plays and everything. I love history, especially anything from that's ancient. And I'll take the Middle Ages back. Not especially interested in World War I. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Or the Civil War. I know I had ancestors who fought in it, but I don't care. It's that. But I find ancient history fascinating because that's how we built to where we are now today. I know the world wars are a part of that too. But what I'm saying is the reasons people fought back there then suit the types of worlds I write about. With families and countries that are based on who owns the land, who's going to control it, and things like that. So I've always drawn from history quite a lot. I know Martin used the War of the Roses quite a lot, Lancasters and Yorks. I don't think there's a equal one that I can point to, but I've used several different things. Caesar and the Gauls. I mean, I use them. I use the Incas and the Spaniards, So, yeah, I think that you can draw these inspirations and see what happened from our past, and it can be brought into a story to build something that reflects what's happening in that world, that universe.
I mean, I think that, in my opinion, is always the hallmark of great world building, and you do it very well.
Well,
So, you are not the exception to greatness.
hardly.
You
What I
are
mean
great.
is I'm not great. I'm just
No. You are greatness.
well,
Your
thank you.
books are greatness, and that means by proxy, you are.
There you go. I need more people like you in my life. But yeah, I work really hard to try to bring a good story to people. That's all.
I mean, you go ask anybody who's read your books. I mean, you go ask Chidi, Sayudi. You ask a bunch of the people who, I mean, you go ask Jenny Wirtz, the Jenny Wirtz. And
Boy,
she's like,
talk
oh,
about someone who can build worlds. Oh my God.
God,
Yeah.
she is crazy good at it. I mean, have you seen some of her interviews where she says, oh, I have like, 100,000 years of history on thousands of pages of.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do, and you create all of its possibilities. And hers is extensive. So, yeah.
It's like it's so deep. I cannot fathom. I mean, honestly, I think yours are too. If I'm being honest, like I'll see.
It's not as big a cast or anything,
Yeah,
but it's got a lot of depth. So
I can. Yeah, I mean,
a
both
lot
of
of it's
your.
on my website. I put up some of the old lore and the old stories on my website, Ominous and Lawyer. I'm talking about them on the website. So
I think both your stories have like had an ability to like bend my mind, and I go, oh, how do I understand that? Like I'll see the three creations,
Mhm.
and I know it's important. I kind of understand how it works, and then I try to understand it, and I go, oh, okay.
There's a passage in the Real Lord that does the best job of it, which is one world that's archived, it's forever past. One world that's happening and always happening, that moment of the destruction. And then there's the world going forward, the second creation going forward.
Oh, I loved it, and it made me understand it more, but also I had more questions.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't mean it. I don't mean that as like I didn't
I
understand
know
it, but
it's
also
yeah.
in that it's so vast. That's
Yeah.
so, at least to me, that's such a big idea that it's like, oh, how does that work? I guess now that I think about it, I do kind of understand it in terms of what we've seen from the story,
Yeah.
but also it's like, wow, that's big.
Sometimes it feels big, yeah. Which is why the lawyer is such a fascinating character, but nobody will meet them.
The lawyer?
Leur. Some people will say layer, I say lawyer.
Oh, okay.
That guy, yeah.
I kept thinking it was lure.
Laura, that's the thing about my books' names. Some of them are kind of twisty, and I don't provide a pronunciation guide because I know how I pronounce them. But I think readers will find their own ways to pronounce them, and that's great. That's fine because it works for them. I don't want to say, oh, you have to say it this way and twist them and say, make it uncomfortable for them. No, I want them to just say, oh, yeah, well, there's a name and here's how I'm going to pronounce it. And they may not ever pronounce it. They may just recognize it as a letter or that person with whatever characteristic. But yeah, the pronunciations, unless I do an audiobook, which I would like to do someday, yeah, I think how the names are pronounced is going to be kind of interesting.
I mean, honestly, I'll tell you this: even if you did put pronunciations in there will always be people who
Yeah.
decide this is how I'm saying it, and that's how it is. I mean, there was,
And I'm okay with it.
I think there was a movie. I cannot remember. It might actually have been Dune. No, it would not have been Dune. I read the books before I watched the movies. It was something. I don't remember what it was. There was a movie or a show that was adapting a book. And I heard them say it. I vividly remember thinking, no, that's not it.
not how you say it.
That's not how I'm pronouncing that. Actually, I'll tell you what it was. Although, admittedly, this is a little bit more just egregious because if you know the English language, it's kind of like, okay, really, you're pronouncing it that way. So, do you know? I'm sure you do, but it's Damon, like Daemon.
Mon. Yeah.
Like you would pronounce? Would you pronounce that demon? Diamond? How would you pronounce
In
that?
my head, it's Damon. And I guess it could be Demon, but I say Damon in my head. So.
And that's perfectly fine. And I think it's interesting because I hear so many different variations of it. Because I'll hear Damon, I'll hear Diamond, I'll hear Demon. Actually, I've only heard Diamond once, but it's interesting because it's what? It's Old Greek.
I think it is, yes.
And to me, because the first time I heard it was in Sun Eater, and it was through the audiobook, and it was Diamond.
Ah.
So in my head, it's either Diamond or Demon. I'll accept Demon. But then I hear Damon, and I go, what? Damon?
That's maybe why audiobooks and I do not get along well. I have never listened to a fiction audiobook. I have never done it. No. I'm not a person who learns through hearing. I learn through seeing. So
that's interesting because
I don't know if I remember it.
Yeah. Well, most of the time I don't. I think 99% of audiobooks I just can't do.
Mm-hmm.
There have only been 2 where I've listened to the audiobook and I went, okay, that works for me. I can listen to that all day.
People will say that, like Dungeon Crawler Carl, that it's good in audiobook.
Actually, I haven't heard that one.
I read it, but I didn't have the audiobook. But people are swearing that the audiobook's the best way to engage that series. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's very interesting because if you look at it, the audiobooks and novels, like you read a novel, there is such a very different aspect to it.
Yes.
They are very different experiences. And I mean, you see the argument all the time, and I'm not going to get into it, but the argument of are audiobooks reading. But
oh yeah, you don't want to get me started on that. You really don't.
Okay, no. You've made me interested in.
Okay, here's my position. It's not reading; it's listening. Oral stories have a long tradition. It's a valid way of getting a story. To listen to a story is a valid way of engaging with the story. Totally valid. I think audiobooks are great. I look forward to eventually producing them for this series. But it's not the same as reading. Reading involves the eyes translated through the brain, a bunch of symbols through the brain that are visual, and creating the words in your head. They aren't created for you by a narrator. You're creating them in your head. They are on the page. I don't know. I'm not going to say one is superior to the other, but I am saying they are different.
No, I do agree that they are very different because, I mean, we see it, lure, and how you say it, the lawyer.
Yeah.
And let's say you're narrating the audiobook. My experience of that name is lawyer, not lure, how I would read it.
Right.
And I remember I listened to the Curse of the Mistwraith audiobook at some point after I'd read the book, and I go, oh, that's interesting. That's not how I pronounce that.
All the time. Yeah, I would imagine.
Although, admittedly, I think there was a time where I would, because in Janny Wirtz's, for those who don't know, in Janny Wirtz's books, the last name of some characters have an S at the very start, and it throws me off.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When I started reading it, I just ignored the S. I just said, nope, I can't pronounce that. So it's going to be a silent S. And then I hear the audiobook narrator, and he goes, Safalin. I go, oh, I guess that's
Mhm.
how you would pronounce it. Because like I would see the S and then the Fallen, and I'd go, that's tough.
But you weren't yourself translating it into that sound, right?
That's true.
It's just interesting, you
I
know.
agree. And I mean, another thing
That's all.
is there's a spatial control. I think I saw this
Right.
in a video. Someone was mentioning how in the reading there is spatial control as you read a novel.
Mhm.
There's a book, I don't know if you ever heard of it. I don't have it, called House of Leaves.
Yes.
And it takes full control of, oh hey, there is space here.
Yeah.
You got to work with me. And
Yeah.
kind of makes you bend to work with this spatial control that you have.
That's true. It's the whole formatting thing, back to what I was talking about with the publisher having to format it. But if a book isn't formatted, a visual book is not
Mhm.
formatted in a way that makes it easy to read, to provide the breathing spaces, the, like you said, the space, the white space. It's a very definite thing in the experience of reading. The narrator in an audiobook provides that space by pauses and breaths and doing it that way. It must be there to make sense of the words. Otherwise, they'd all run together. So, you know, it's interesting. And I know when I construct my dialogues, I also do it when I construct expositions. I read these aloud to myself and make sure I try to make sure they sound okay. But especially the dialogues, they have to sound like a real human is saying these things and have the pauses that a human must take because humans breathe when they talk. And also people pause to think or they stretch out words or, you know, I try to replicate that in the dialogues of when people are talking to each other.
I,
Mhm.
I actually think you do a really good job of that. And I'm not just saying that, because what I'll do is at the end of every book that I read, I have this policy. Last 10 pages, I will voice the characters just to myself. Because I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
like, especially if I love the book. Sometimes if I don't care too much, I won't do it. But it like, because I have aphantasia, so I don't imagine things in my head. I don't
Oh,
have that rolling movie out there.
really?
Yeah, no.
No, I've heard of that. I can't, I don't remember faces ever, ever. I don't know what my characters look like, but I can imagine scenes. So you have the aphantasia, we can't imagine the scene. Mhm.
I can't even imagine character faces.
Yeah, I
Like
can't.
I can like do a outline.
Mm-hmm.
Very few times am I able to imagine a scene. I
Ah,
think the beginning of Live Ship Traders by Rob,
mhm.
and there's a certain scene that I cannot tell you where it is for the life of me. I think it might be in Ships of Marior, and it's just such a specific scene. It's a small scene. It's not that important. Actually, I can think of two. One's definitely in Ships of Marior, and they're both in The Wars of Light and Shadow, and they're the only times. These three times are the only times I've visualized a scene.
Oh,
One is with a character teleporting. The other's with a character on a boat. I think
mhm.
you might know what I'm talking about. Well, I take that back. There's so many times characters are on a boat in Wars of Light and Shadow. I take,
Yes, they're on a boat a lot.
uh, but I know these three scenes are like in my head.
Hmm.
That's about it. And after that, it's very few scenes where I'm like, okay, here is something that I imagine. That's why I love the art so much. When I see somebody make art pieces of books, when I see this, when I see Godspear, when I see these beautiful illustrations, these beautiful covers, and that's why I love like special editions so much, because it helps me visualize.
Oh, they're cool. I I could go broke on special editions.
I mean,
Yeah.
Have you read Farseer? Have you read Robin Hobb?
I have not, no. And that is a great big omission in my reading. I should read.
You should. It's so amazing. It's one of my favorites,
I keep
personally.
hearing how depressing it is, and I'm a very
Ah.
cheerful person, and maybe you wouldn't know it from my books, but anyway, it's like, oh, do I really want to get depressed?
I
But
think
I've heard nothing but amazing things, so I have to read them.
I think it depends, or at least my view of the world. I think it
Mhm.
comes off as very optimistic, although it can be sad.
Okay.
And like, I mean, for example, here there's a castle called Buck Keep in
Mhm.
the Farseer trilogy, and I never imagined it. Never in my life could I imagine it. It's like, that's it's the idea. I have the idea, and that's it. But
Mhm.
when I saw the illustrations, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. That's so beautiful. Somebody took the time, pull that out of their brain, pluck it out,
Isn't that
and go,
amazing what artists can do?
oh, it's
I
amazing.
am absolutely enraptured by artists.
I
I
agree with you.
respect them so much. And that's why I commission art for my books because I want to see things
Oh,
and they can do it. They can do it. I can't do that. I love to see artwork always.
I love it when I love it when you commission art. I love it when art authors commission art because it helps
Mhm.
me see things. I mean, here's a great one. Can you see this very well? I don't know if you can.
No, I'm afraid I can't. No.
So
But
that's sad. Have you read The Lies of Locke Lamora?
yes, I have read that one.
So
Yes.
this is of the city in The Lies of Locke Lamora painted by Jeff Brown.
Um,
And one year, I think it was a year or two ago, my mom, she heard me just gush about this artist, gush about Jeff Brown's art, because he is one of my favorite artists out there. I think he just has this very interesting style. I can see the strokes of paint. I know it's digital,
mhm.
but I see it and I understand it. And she gifted it to me, and I was like, oh, I love that so much. And so here it is. It's of that city in The Lies of Locke Lamora, and it's when you see what these artists can do and like how they paint these worlds, it's like, oh, I mean, actually, here's a great one. I actually was so happy when you sent this to me.
Oh, that's Lazar. He's so wonderful.
He does such a great job. I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
I commissioned another one from him for Stauberg, but it's not done yet.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited.
I love his work so much. I liked it, and I said, "Oh, I've got to approach this artist and see if he will do work for me." And he said he would, and I was so happy when he did. Those are some of my favorite things at the cities that he did. I have approached many artists, many of whom say, "No, can't do it." You know, I'm like, "Well, okay, find someone else who wants to do it." But yeah, I love his work. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful actually. So the first time I'd ever seen him do it was for One Piece.
Yes, he does a lot of video.
And I'd seen it on a video, and this guy was like talking about these illustrations by him. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Lazar.
Dazar?
It's got a foreign name. Was it Grimzade? I'm sorry, Lazar, if you watch this and I mispronounced your name. But yeah, Lazare. He goes
Lazar.
by the one name when he does art.
And I mean, I loved those. And then when I got Godspear in the mail, and I was so happy about it. I was like, "Ah, look at this! It's so cool!" And then I got to see all the art that he's done. I was like, "Oh, like the Permethadon too."
Yeah.
And then I love this one too. I
Well, that's
love
by Margarita Borkova.
Margarita Borkova.
She does
really like
beautiful hands, doesn't she?
Oh yes, I was like, wow, that's insane. Like, because you can see like the veins, you can see all of it. It's just so beautiful.
That was the very first piece of art I commissioned for the books. It's Derillian's hand and the real stuff, and I love it. That was the very first time I'd commissioned art for the series.
Oh, it's wonderful.
That one, yeah.
And I mean, all of the art, I love it. And so when I see art or authors commission art for their books, I'm like, oh, yes, it just makes me happy. and I'm sure it makes you even happier.
It makes me very happy.
Like I remember
does.
you had one Palastia, right? Or
Yes.
yes,
Well,
and
that's one of the characters. Yes.
for was it no, I'm not. Dang it, her name starts with a P. She was in Keld King.
Olympia?
Olympia, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she had a picture done by C.B. Lansdell.
That's the one I
She
remember. I
did
was like,
that one. Yeah.
that's Bulimia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Olympia.
It's so cool to me.
She asked if she could do or two of the women, because I had not done any character art, not really. I'm always, like I said, I don't imagine their faces myself. So
So
I said, okay, I'll give you descriptions if you can come up with what it looks like. So she started doing the women of the Triempery, and I love her work.
I mean, yeah, she does a great job. All the artists you've commissioned have done a great job. I love it so much. And I'm sure you, as the person who commissioned them, I'm sure you directed it. It was like,
Yeah.
this is the scene I want. This is what I want. It's like, you
I
did a great
send
job.
them
You did great stuff.
pieces of, yeah, I say, here's some words. Can you turn it into an art?
Turn it into
art. Yeah. I've done what I can here. Yeah. Which is strange. I have a son who's an artist.
Oh, really?
I keep saying, you should do something for your mother. Do some art for your mother. I haven't sufficiently guilted him into it yet.
One day
he will give his mother's
birthday gift. Here you go.
Yes. If you're listening, Ken. Yeah.
That's amazing. But I think it's wonderful, and and for me, like I said before, because I have aphantasia, I don't process these scenes. I think it's so cool and so beautiful, and then how it goes hand in hand with novels, with actual books. I mean, you see covers. Say, don't
Cover art's very important because, as happened with you, people will first be drawn to a book because of a cover. And so I've always hoped to have covers that would attract people's attention, and maybe they'd become interested and take a look at the book. And that's the whole purpose of the covers. Please look at the book. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of cover art. I have bought many a book based only on the cover.
Oh, and I think
all the time. I do it all the time.
For me, if I get attracted to something because of the cover is the first thing it has to pass. Then I go, okay, is it interesting?
What's it about? Right.
Exactly. What's it about? If it's about, I can't think of something that's going to make me.
Oh, there's things I like. I'm not interested because of what it's about. And I'm sorry. I'm sure they're wonderful books, and the authors did a great job. I'm just not interested in that, and that will happen all the time. Oh, yes. People bounce off the books for various reasons, and cover art can be a reason too.
Oh, honestly, to me that's never the case. I know some people will do that, but to me it's like, okay, the cover art is like the thing it is what's on the front, but it's not the inside.
No, it's not.
Because what was it? There was one series that I vividly remember. Here's a perfect example. I don't have it here, but
he has it.
I have Malazan. Not this cover, of course, but
they got so many covers.
I know, but the American covers that we've had for the past decade are hideous. I hate them. They make me want to I have a copy of it. It's in the other room, but I'm pretty sure it falls behind the shelf all the time, and I'm pretty sure I haven't bothered to go find it and pick it up because I like this cover. I like this copy. I hate those covers. And I know the mass markets are dying, and that's a very sad thing.
It is sad. I like them too.
Oh, I don't like them. I think they're nice for the people who like them. I think they're very important and they're very good.
They're easy to carry around in a purse. Can I mention that? When you carry a purse, the mass market paperback fits exactly.
But I can't stand them because
Mhm.
I think it's the font for me. I mean, I'm sure as a fellow glasses wearer, you understand
Yeah,
the
life
struggle.
has
Like
gotten tougher with that.
small fonts, we can't do that.
No, I need a certain size. Yeah.
But I like with I mean, of course they're phasing it out now because since they're
Mhm.
phasing out the mass market paperbacks of Malazan, they are now instituting the Mark Simonetti copies of or covers for
Mhm.
Malazan. But the old ones, the ones that we have right now, hideous. I hate them. I loathe them with a burning, boiling passion. I think it does not convey what the series is. It's literally, I mean, for Guardians of the Moon, it's a random castle, like a random little, like it makes me think
That's
of,
the one I have. I know. I'm like,
yeah, it makes me think of
and I
Rapunzel.
started to read it, and it's like, what does this have to do with this? You
I
know.
know, like I think of it as like it makes me think of Rapunzel. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not Rapunzel. I mean, that's to me, it's like it's that castle in Rapunzel. I'm like, okay,
There's a
well,
Rapunzel.
thank you very much, but that's not what my Malazan book's about. It's a military fantasy series about bombing things.
It's very military. Yes.
But I just think it's a little egregious that it's uh, not even close to what the series is. I think some of them do a good job. I think
It's hard to describe what a series is about. I think that's the hardest part of writing a book is writing the blurb that tells people what they're getting inside the book.
oh
They call it a blurb, by the way. It is not a blurb. It is back copy. But anyhow, the part on the back that tells you what the book's about, the sales copy, is hard as hell. I cannot write that for the life of me. My publisher has written all of them. Um, I never wrote a synopsis I liked. I never wrote a little, oh, here's what my book is about that I've liked. It's very difficult to pack into a couple paragraphs what an entire book is about and what's important about it or what the reader might find interesting about it. And it's incredibly difficult. And people who can do it well, I greatly admire them because there are people who can do it very well. I will hire you, okay, whoever you are, to write for my books because it's really hard. People say, "Oh, what's your book about?" And it's like, I don't know. And so that's the hardest part. Okay, you're attracted by a cover, but then you try to find out what's going to be inside. And sometimes the blurb is interesting, the copy is interesting. You say, oh, I want to find out about that. And sometimes it's not. And then later on, you hear this book is about this and this and this. And it's like, well, I want to read that. How come the copy in the back didn't tell me that?
it's
So it's really hard to try to
no,
get readers to pick up your
it's
book and give it a chance.
it's so interesting because I'll have friends and we'll talk about just whatever show we watched, and
Mm.
then I think I'm the one who tells people to watch things the most, and so I say, oh, go watch this show, and then they'll ask the dreaded question, that miserable, horrid question. What's it about? I
What's
go,
it about? Yeah.
oh, thank you. Can't you just trust me? Okay. I've given you good recommendations before. Just trust me. Okay. And I go, okay, give me like 5 minutes. And it's like the most arduous 5 minutes of my life thinking, this is a great thing. Why do I have to explain it? Because it's not something I'm supposed to like. Just go watch the show. But I know you don't
Don't you
want to.
see? It tells them nothing. And that's why we have genres. This is so we can say, well, it's fantasy. Okay, that puts it in a box.
Mhm.
Oh, it's romance. It puts it in a different box. Oh, it's kind of a combo. Oh, romantasy. That'll be a different box.
Mhm.
I think it's because we're looking for shortcuts to describe what it is, and it's really
Yeah.
hard.
And I think it's fair to a degree because I
Yeah.
mean, you look at a book. Let's say I look at Sordanian and I go, okay, that looks cool. How do I know if I'm going to be interested in it? I actually let's take a great example. Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
I look at Fourth Wing and I go, Oh, that's an interesting name. That's an interesting cover. Will I like it though? As someone who read it for a book club, the answer is I hate it and I love it.
It had a lot of good things, but you can say, well, it has dragons. That
Yeah.
appeals to a lot of people. You know, there are so many people say, oh, I want a book with dragons. And I'm always thinking, dang, no dragons. You know, I don't have dragons. But yeah, it's like that's where the tropes come in and the things people like. And it's like, I like antiheroes, or I like, grimdark, or I like this. We're just trying to figure out how to let people know you might like this. Yeah.
The funny thing is, all my friends, they'll get on to me about if I hear something's good or interesting, I just go, okay, I don't want to know anything more. And I just jump right into it. I don't want to hear anything else. I think almost always the trope that'll get me by surprise, and because I don't like it, is the school trope.
Oh yeah, schools. I
Like,
remember Harry Potter. Yeah. It's okay.
honestly, I was
Not too
like,
bad.
like, really? You got to give me a school?
Yeah, I'm not interested in schools. That's one of the things I bounce off of.
Oh no,
School.
very rarely. I remember I I've been on this like 2 3 year ride of saying if you give me a book with a school, if your pitch is it's school, go away.
Really. It,
Because
it
look,
maybe has other stuff.
I mean, there have been times where I've been surprised. I mean, The Will of the Many. I don't know if you've read that, but
I have not, has a school.
it has a school.
But I
And
have
like,
read books with schools that I did enjoy.
but I went into it. I'm like, I actually didn't know it had a school, but I got surprised. It jump scared me. It's like a horror movie. It just showed up, and I was like, no, I don't want to be back in school. And I was like, okay, great, show it to me. But I still loved it. I still
And you
really
ended
enjoyed
up
it in the
loving
end.
it. See?
But
Yeah.
if you pitch something to me as, oh, it has a school, that's like the immediate way for me to go, okay, I don't really think I care.
Hmm.
Just because, I mean, if it's like a side thing, if it's a smaller thing, sure, I guess. But if it's the main setting, I think almost always it just, I think it's because I've got enough school in my life, you know?
So you're
I
going to school still, right?
Yeah, so I just finished high school. I'm going into
Ah,
college in a month or so. And
congratulations.
thank you. I'm so happy. Honestly. Like, this is the happiest I've been in a little while. I'm like, I'm going to college.
That is a great thing. I'm happy for you.
And I'm like,
You'll love it.
oh, I'm sure I will. I'm so hyped about it. Like, my friends and I, we keep talking to each other, and like every time I talk to one of my friends, because it's World Cup season, and like I've told you, like I'm
Yeah.
watching a bunch of the games with one of my friends, and every time we talk to each other, because we'll like watch it over a stream on Discord, and every time we talk, the topic comes up. One of us says it. It's almost like without fail. If we talk to each other, it's like, "Hey, Alex, I'm so excited we're going to college," or it's, "Hey, G man, I'm so excited we're going to college." It's just it's funny because we know we've said it like 1,000 times, but we just can't stop it.
So that's the way life is. I'm glad there are things like that that can still make you so happy and enthusiastic. And it'll continue the rest of your life. So
And if
enjoy
you
it.
ever get an audiobook, I'll probably be able to, well, I will try to get these little bastards to listen to it. Because I actually recently I'm like, okay, can I get them to listen to an audiobook? And that's what I'm trying right now. I'm like, can I make them listen to an audiobook? Because I have all my audiobooks as files
Right.
because I'm sorry, I'm buying the file. So I'm like, okay, let's see if I can make them listen to an audiobook. And we'll see. Because I'm still pushing them. But I started a week
I
ago, so
know. I have family members who they only do audiobooks, and I have others who only do physical. It's kind of interesting.
yeah, my mom's
Do
the
they
same
do
way.
audiobook textbooks now, or is it they still make you buy paper ones?
They still make you buy paper ones.
Well, I'm actually happy about that.
That's the one thing I want an audiobook for. Come on. I honestly,
I'm
I
not
do
sure
think it
how
is.
I would handle such a thing.
I don't know if
Okay.
how I would handle it either.
Mhm.
But I do. I think it would be nice, but I'm not sure if how useful it would be, because I feel like if I'm gonna take a textbook to like do something with, it would probably in my best be it would probably be in my best interest to read it physically, because at least for me, audiobooks, almost 99% of the time, like I said, it goes in one ear, out the other.
That's what I would be afraid of for myself. That's why I prefer physical books. Well, of course, I studied medicine when I was in college and microbiology, and you had to see the little drawings and stuff. You know, it kind of mattered.
Mhm.
So audiobooks wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm wondering, But I mean, for some classes, like I guess for literature classes, you could have an audiobook. I don't know. You know, the world is changing quite a lot, and
Yeah, that's true.
we all get
Like
to
they did,
adapt to it, don't we?
I mean, there
Yeah.
are times where I think there have been. I think Stormlight Archive had this, where they have a description of the illustration in the book,
Mm.
and it's interesting. I don't like it, but it's
Mhm.
interesting.
That is interesting, especially for books that have illustrations that they want.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
yeah, huh? Like I have maps in my books, but not any illustrations.
actually, I think I saw an audiobook for a comic book the other day,
Mhm.
and I
Oh,
went,
hmm,
yeah, yeah, that was my reaction. Like,
comic book.
that's
That's
interesting.
interesting. Or a
It like an
graphic
audiobook
novel
for
or something. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, what? How?
Hmm.
And it's not a video. It didn't look like a video. It looked like an
Interesting.
audio thing. I was like, okay, well, that's
Mhm.
interesting. Like, how do you do that?
I don't know.
How would you pull that off?
But there are people who are very clever and they'll figure it
Oh
out.
yeah, it's impressive. Like they'll find some things, and it's like, oh
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
readers astonish me all the time. They find things. It's like, oh, wow. They found that. They found this other thing. You know, it's just amazing to listen into conversations people have about books and the things that they pull from them and things. I find it fascinating.
I think
I'm a bit of a voyeur, I'm afraid.
I think sometimes I shock myself, and I find other people shock me. Like, how'd you find that? And it's like this uh, loop of, oh, you found that. Let me go try and find something. Let me go back. Let me look and find this cool
There's
thing.
stuff. Oh my gosh, it depends on what book you're looking at. If you're looking at my books, there's stuff.
Oh, I
If
believe it.
you reread it, having finished the series, and you reread it, you're going to find so much stuff and Easter eggs and things that are tucked in there. But that's the beauty of most series is if you go back and reread it, you can
Yeah.
find the weaving, you can see the weaves. And some readers can do it on first read, which I find very amazing and impressive. But it's always there. I think with any really good book, and I have books I reread all the time because I keep finding things in them. Books like Watership Down, which is one of my favorite books of all
I
time
really
and will
want to read that book.
forever be one of my favorite books. But, you know, a lot of books that I have enjoyed reading, and it's, yeah, I read it again and I find something new. And it's like, that's why I love this book. I remember again loving the book. Not every book inspires rereading, but the ones that do, they're special.
For me, there's like I have like a catalog, a couple series where it's like I want to reread these books
Mhm.
because I have a goal, and my goal right now in my reading journey is I want to finish the big series.
Oh, okay. You're very ambitious.
And I mean, God, it's so many, but
That's what I mean. You're
yeah,
very.
I know what you mean.
I got to read some of them when they were first out, so I'm ahead of you on some of them. But
I
yeah,
because I've read Realm of the Elderlings,
yeah.
I've read Janny Wirtz, I've read Wars of Light and Shadow, and what was the other one? I think I've read a third one.
Malazan or
I'm reading
Stormbringer or
Malazan.
I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yeah.
Well, I think you're pronouncing it the right way. I think that's how Steven Erickson pronounces it, and everybody goes, "It's Malazan." But
Yeah.
you know what I say? I say I like Malazan.
I like that too. So yeah.
I actually that's one of the cases where it's like I saw the author himself was saying Malazan. And I said, it's a great way to say it. I don't want to say it that way. I'm just gonna be a little stubborn about it. But I have,
as long as you don't get in a brawl, we're all good.
exactly. I have the ones that I have left, I think, are Malazan. I mean, I guess if you want to count Lord of the Rings, I've read that one, obviously. And I don't know if anyone wants to count Stormlight Archive, but it's like a huge.
Yeah, I haven't read that either. So.
I think in terms of popularity, it's big, and
it's
like
huge. He's huge. Yeah,
they're huge. Oh my god! But so but I don't know if I'd count it in like the big. Oh, and I'm also reading Wheel of Time. I've been listening to Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Yeah. I read
But
that.
Malazan I have left. A Song of Ice and Fire I have left. I can't think of anything else. Because I've read Dune, and I love Dune. I was actually very happy when you said that Dune was one of your inspirations, because that makes sense to me.
I like the first 3 books the best, but I've read them all.
I think
including the prequels.
I got to 4. I got to God Emperor. I love God Emperor. That's my favorite. Personally.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
But then after that, I went. It's like an arc of the series that's unfinished, to my knowledge, and so I went. I know. I don't want to do that. I can't. I don't want to like it. It's like on a cliffhanger towards the end, and I'm like, I can't do that to myself.
Yeah.
Travesty, but
I tried not to have too many cliffhangers because I personally don't like them. I don't like being left out for 2 years waiting to see what happens. You know, I try to do those.
I am a big hater of cliffhangers. Like when I see a book that ends without a cliffhanger, I go, thank you. You did a great job. I see it here. I see it in Janny Wirtz. And I go, actually, Janny Wirtz was one of her interviews was one of the things that made me notice it, where I'm like, I hate when books leave a cliffhanger. Just end on a satisfying, like, it's like a part of a story and just have it there. And I'm content with that. Like, have it at a nice stopping point rather than, we're about to do this big thing.
And I agree. My series was written as a continuous book. It was supposed to be one book. Of course, not one book, because nobody's going to publish a 5,000-page book.
Don't worry, I'll read it.
But the point is, so I had to, when we came to publishing it, I was breaking them up. I mean, it was a manuscript that hadn't been broken up into books. And so I'm breaking it up into books. Now, I wrote Sordanian as a book. It was from beginning to end, it was a book. And Killed King was beginning to end a book, because Killed King ends where Second Stone begins. But I had to, from that point on, break it up. Each book, I had to come up with an ending. Because you're selling a book, and it should have an ending, and then you have to have a beginning. And it's like, well, now I have to create these beginnings and endings. And so I worked really hard on that. I rearranged. I took things from this part, took things from that part, mixed it up, cut it up, rearranged. And I think it worked pretty good. But that was hard to do. That's a part of the writing journey they don't talk about much. Sometimes a lot of authors will write the books and then they have to write the next book, but they've already published the book. So now they write the next book and they end it. But I'm like, I have to shift this all around. Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking about it, because I was like, how did she write something this good in a year? Because like I saw that it was like
no, I didn't.
I was like, what? Yeah, because I see authors who they'll like publish yearly, and I think to myself,
they do.
I mean, originally that was like how I preferred it. I'm like, I like it when it's once a year.
Yeah.
But then I realized slowly as I read more how much work goes into that. And I think, and eventually I got to a point where I thought, How do you do it in a year? And how do I still like it if you did
Some
it in
people
a
are
year?
gifted, truly
Some
gifted.
people really are. I mean,
They are.
from what I know of the Malazan
I'm
release
not one of
schedule,
them.
I'm
Uh-huh.
impressed.
Yeah.
Like, was it once a year? That's still insane, especially for how big those books are and how dense they are.
Yeah.
What?
And they have to edit it. I mean, we're not talking just the writing. If you're
That's
going to
true. And they
also
have
put
to
it,
edit it.
you have to edit it. You have to get the sent to a printer. I mean, you have stuff
So
at the
many
back end that takes time. So if they truly are publishing on a once a year schedule, they're taking 6 months to write that book at
which is
best. I mean, if
nuts.
they wrote it in 4 months, maybe, but my I'm not sure the
I mean,
quality.
I don't know. Is that even healthy? Because
I can't say I haven't written the book in 4 months. I have. It was okay. It's a pretty good book, but it's not preferred. But some people they just can do that, and I don't know how they do it. They are so prolific and they are so good. Adrian Tchaikovsky. How does he do that? He's a
oh,
magician.
I mean, I haven't read any of his
And
books, but I see what he
oh,
does. It's like, what?
oh yes, I love his books. I love Elder Sign, one of my favorites. But I love his books, and he's more science fiction than fantasy. He's very good, but he's so prolific, and I'm like so envious, totally envious. I will never be able to do what he can do. But Brandon Sanderson's another one who can write quite a few books in a very short period of time, and you have to admire people who can do that.
I mean, I'm gonna dog on Sanderson a little bit. As much as I do enjoy his books, I think that with Sanderson, he has a much more simplistic prose
Mm.
in that it's like, oh, I do kind of see how you can do that. But then you have, like, I mean, your prose. If I thought you were writing that in a year, I'd be like,
I
I'd
will
be
not.
like,
I did.
jaw on the floor.
Mhm.
Wow. I mean, already wow. But
Well, it's a
I
different style, and some. I have the luxury of. I don't need my book to pay the bills. I don't need to put out a book every 6 months or a year to pay the bills. And so I can work on it till I think it's good and then publish it. Now, by the time I found a publisher for the Triempery series, it was finished. The whole series was finished. In fact, I was still writing Keld King. It was the last book I wrote was the Keld King. I wrote the last four first, and then Sordanian, and then I needed a bridge to the other part of the series, so I wrote the Keld King last. I was still writing that when Sordanian was published, and I turned it in, and it got published next. But yeah, it was all done. That makes it very easy for me to put out a book a year. That won't happen again. My next book, when or if one comes out, is going to be in at least a year or two.
so now that we're on the topic,
Mhm.
would you make a series next, or where are you thinking you'll take it? I'm not gonna like push it because I know you probably want to keep it close to the chest for a little while. But
The Triumphant books I'm keeping close to the chest. I am writing them
oh,
uh,
you're writing more in the Triempery world?
in the world, but it's not going to be a series. These will be
Okay.
individual books. One is a prequel, one is a sequel. And and then I am writing a couple short stories that I will be publishing on my website. I put them up on the website for free. People can enjoy them if they want to. And there are some stories up there already, but I'm publishing more short stories. But I'm also, my publisher would like to put out a book before another 2 years or 3 years. So she's looking at a manuscript right now. That's a science fiction novel
Oh, okay. Well,
that is already written. If
so is
if
that
it's something they're interested in publishing, I'll let people know more about it. But right now, I don't know if they would be interested in it.
is that a standalone or
It actually
series?
it's a series, a small 3 book series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there day one. I mean,
Well, thank you. That's very sweet.
I'm sure you know there's a group of us. Day one buy any book you make. I mean,
Oh, well, thanks.
Real Lord was a day one buy. if I'd been here for any of the others, they would have been day one buys.
Well, thank you.
And
Yeah, I think you'd like the new books. I just have to finish writing them.
oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll love them.
Yeah.
And day one, I'll be talking about. Well, not day one. I'm taking my time.
Yeah.
I don't like to speed read books. I know some people like it, but
Yeah.
I can't. I learned. I think over this last year with a reading slump, I started to learn I should just take my time with the books because I love the characters, I love the world. I'm obviously loving
Spend time
prose.
with them. Yes.
Spend time with it.
Get
I'll
to
take
know
my
them.
time.
Hmm.
So
That's how I feel too. And yeah, looking forward to spending more time with some characters.
and I think on that note, because I think I've held you here for so long, I'm so sorry.
I get to have dessert after this.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's been a joy. You are one of the most enthusiastic readers and reviewers I've ever met.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasure to be able to talk with you.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody who's watched or watching in review. This has been an honor for me to talk to one of my favorite authors in the modern day. I just like, and everything she makes, I will be there for. And if you have not read her books, please just do it. It is worth your time. Sordanian, everything. All her works are absolutely impeccable and just it is worth the time, and I promise you, you will not be let down. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day and that you go and read Sordanian after everything you've heard about this wonderful person's story. And I'll see you all next time. Anything you want to leave off with?
Thank you for reading my books. I hope you have fun.
All right. And we're off.